The vastness of space was silent and endless, but suddenly, near Earth's orbit, a shadow appeared, a colossal shape that no one had seen before. It was a supercarrier, larger than any known ship in the galaxy, sleek and dark with lights flickering, like distant stars. Scientists at Earth's space monitoring stations stared in disbelief. Military commanders held urgent meetings. The appearance of this ship raised a question that echoed in every mind. What was this gigantic vessel, and why had it come to Earth now? Captain Liam Harper stood on the deck of Earth's newest space station, staring up at the supercarrier's immense form through the observation window. He was a seasoned pilot and leader, but even he felt a mix of awe and unease. The ship was like nothing humanity had ever built or encountered. It was not just big, it seemed alive, a blend of technology, and something deeper, something mysterious. The galaxy had seen warships, but this was something else. As Earth's government scrambled to respond, scientists worked feverishly to decode the signals coming from the supercarrier. The ship emitted strange pulses, patterns of energy that didn't match any known language or technology. Best minds gathered to study these signals, hoping to find a message or a warning. But the more they learned, the more questions arose. Is the ship a threat, a gift, or something far beyond human understanding? Inside the supercarrier, things were even stranger. A special team led by Captain Liam prepared to board the vessel. Their mission was clear: explore the ship, find out who or what controlled it, and secure Earth's safety. But no one was prepared for what they would find within its hull. The airlock opened with a hiss, revealing corridors that shimmered with energy, walls that pulsed gently as if breathing. The ship was alive in a way that challenged every law of physics. The crew moved carefully through the corridors, their footsteps echoing in the vast silence. Strange symbols glowed faintly on the walls, symbols that seemed both ancient and futuristic. As they ventured deeper, they discovered chambers filled with advanced technology, machines that merged human biology with alien science. It was clear this ship was not just a war machine, it was a living laboratory, secret kept for centuries. Captain Liam's team found a control room where a massive holographic display lit up, showing stars, planets, and unknown regions of space. Suddenly, the ship reacted. Energy surged through its systems, and a voice calm and unfamiliar spoke in a language no one understood. The ship was waking up, responding to their presence. The crew scrambled to decipher its meaning, feeling a mixture of fear and excitement. Back on Earth, the news of the supercarrier spread quickly. People watched broadcasts showing the enormous vessel, wondering if this was humanity's greatest ally or its deadliest enemy. Governments debated how to respond. Military forces were put on high alert. The world held its breath, waiting for the next move in this unprecedented encounter. Captain Liam knew time was running out. The supercarrier's power was immense, and its secrets could change everything. But with danger lurking in every shadow, and the unknown ahead, he and his team had to stay strong. The arrival of this supercarrier was the beginning of a story that would shake the galaxy to its core, a story of power, mystery, and the true meaning of what it meant to be human. As the supercarrier pulsed quietly in Earth's orbit, Liam looked out at the stars and wondered what challenges awaited. One thing was certain: humanity was no longer alone. Its future was about to be rewritten. The silence inside the supercarrier was thick, almost alive. Captain Liam Harper and his team moved cautiously through the ship's endless corridors, their footsteps soft but echoing in the vast, strange space. Every corner revealed something new and baffling: a wall that glowed softly with unknown energy, machines humming with power beyond human design, and chambers filled with mysterious technology that seemed part alien, part human. It was clear this ship was far more than just a war vessel. It was a living monument to something ancient and powerful. As the team ventured deeper, they discovered a chamber unlike any other. Inside, holographic displays floated in midair, showing DNA strands twisted with alien symbols. Liam's team gasped when they realized these strands combined human genetic code with something foreign, something no one had ever seen before. The ship was a fusion of species, a secret experiment designed to create something new, something stronger. Questions flooded their minds. Who built this? Why did it come to Earth? And what was the purpose of these hybrid creations? Suddenly the ship responded. Lights flickered and pulsed faster, and strange sounds filled the corridors like whispers, or a low heartbeat. The crew's senses heightened as if the supercarrier itself was aware of their presence. Liam ordered the team to stay alert. The ship was awakening, and no one knew what it would do next. Deeper into the ship, the team found rooms with advanced weapon systems. These weapons were unlike anything humanity had ever seen. Energy beams that could cut through the strongest, armor, shields that bent light, and defense systems that reacted faster than any known technology. Yet, these powerful tools were clearly connected to the ship's living core, as if the vessel and its weapons shared a single consciousness. But danger was not far behind. As the crew examined the ship's technology, strange readings appeared. On their instruments, something within the ship was moving. Something not quite alive, but not just machine either. Shadows flickered at the edges of their vision, and unexplained power surges threatened to disable their equipment. Tension grew. The supercarrier held many secrets, and some were meant to stay hidden. Back on Earth, anxiety grew. Strange signals intensified, causing interference with communications and satellites.
Scientists struggled to understand the messages while military leaders prepared for the worst.
Was this ship a gift, a threat, or something even more complicated? The unknown weighed heavily on everyone. Captain Liam gathered his team. They had to push forward to unlock the supercarrier's mysteries and find out how it could help hurt humanity. Every step was a risk, but the truth was worth it. The fate of Earth might depend on what they discovered next. As they prepared to explore the ship's deepest secrets, Liam felt a mix of fear and hope. The supercarrier was alive, powerful, and unpredictable, and it had brought humanity to a crossroads that would change the galaxy forever. The supercarrier hummed with an energy that felt alive, as if the ship itself was breathing. Captain Liam Harper and his crew had uncovered secrets that hinted at unimaginable power, but nothing prepared them for what happened next. During a routine systems check, the supercarrier's core suddenly surged to life. Lights flared, alarms echoed. The entire vessel thrummed with a force that shook the very walls. Suddenly, the ship's weapon systems activated without warning. Massive energy cannons charged and fired, their beams cutting clean through empty space with terrifying precision. The defense shields hummed, glowing brighter than any technology Liam had seen. It was a display of power so great it could dominate any known fleet in the galaxy. The crew scrambled to understand and control the ship's systems. But the supercarrier seemed to have a mind of its own. Captain Liam realized the supercarrier was more than a machine. It was a living fortress, designed to be both weapon and protector. Systems reacted instinctively to threats, even ones not fully understood by its human crew. While awe and excitement filled the room, a shadow of fear crept in. Could they control this power, or would it control them? As the crew worked frantically to regain control, strange messages appeared on the holographic displays, fragments of an unknown language, warnings, or maybe pleas. The supercarrier was trying to communicate, but the meaning was lost in translation. Time was running out. If they failed to control the ship, it could become a danger to Earth itself. Meanwhile, back on Earth, the military monitored this sudden activation with a mix of hope and dread. This supercarrier could be the ultimate weapon to defend their planet, but if it turned rogue, it could bring disaster. Tensions rose as commanders debated how much control to give to the ship's AI and what risks they were willing to take. Captain Liam faced a choice: harness the supercarrier's unmatched power to protect Earth, or risk losing control over a force they barely understood. The stakes had never been higher. Humanity's future hung in the balance, and the battle for control of the supercarrier had just begun. The calm before the storm shattered when sensors aboard the supercarrier detected an approaching fleet fast, hostile and heavily armed. Captain Liam Harper stood at the command bridge, eyes fixed on the glowing blips racing closer on the tactical display. The enemy was no ordinary force, it was a fleet sent to destroy Earth, drawn by the supercarrier's activation. The urgency of the situation hit every crew member like a cold wave. The battle they feared was about to begin, but the threat wasn't only outside the ship. Whispers of distrust and fear spread through the crew like wildfire. Some questioned whether the supercarrier's power was a blessing or a curse. Others suspected sabotage, strange malfunctions, and data glitches raised alarms about a possible traitor in their midst. Captain Liam knew he had to keep the team united, but the growing tension made every command a challenge. As the enemy fleet closed in, preparations for battle unfolded with frantic energy. Pilots ran through their drills. Engineers worked to reinforce shields, and scientists scrambled to stabilize the ship's unpredictable systems. The supercarrier, though powerful, was still a mystery, and its strange reactions added an extra layer of danger. Suddenly, a vital system went offline. Lights flickered and alarms blared as the ship lost some of its defense capabilities. Sabotage was no longer a suspicion, it was real. Liam ordered an immediate investigation, but the saboteur remained hidden, striking fear into the hearts of everyone aboard. Outside, the enemy fleet formed a deadly formation, ready to strike. Time was slipping away. Captain Liam faced the impossible. Defend Earth with a crew divided by fear, control a living warship that might turn on them, and stop an enemy that showed no mercy. Every second counted. Failure was not an option. The tension inside the supercarrier reached a breaking point as the first shots of the battle rang out. The fight for Earth's future had begun, and Captain Liam was at the center of the storm fighting. Not just for survival, but for trust, unity, and hope. The void of space erupted in a blaze of light and fury as Earth's fleet, led by the supercarrier, clashed with the invading armada. Captain Liam Harper stood on the command bridge, his gaze steady and his mind sharp. This was the moment humanity had prepared for, a fight not just for survival, but for its place in the galaxy. The battle was brutal, unrelenting, and unlike anything anyone had ever seen. The supercarrier unleashed its incredible power, its energy cannons firing with deadly accuracy, cutting through enemy ships like blades of light. Its shields shimmered against relentless attacks, bending and twisting beams of destruction into harmless sparks. The smaller Earth ships darted between the giants, striking precise blows and saving their home with every daring maneuver. The teamwork and courage of the fleet were the heart of the defense, but the enemy was fierce and relentless. They struck back with devastating force, pushing Earth's defenses to the edge. Explosions rocked the battlefield as ships were torn apart, and brave crews made the ultimate sacrifice to protect the planet. The fight was not just physical, it was a battle of wills, strategy, and spirit. Captain Liam faced impossible decisions. Every order he gave weighed heavy on him, knowing that lives depended on his choices. The supercarrier's systems surged, unpredictably, sometimes reacting like a living being, protective, aggressive, even unpredictable. The line between man and machine blurred as Liam worked to maintain control. Amid the chaos, unexpected twists unfolded. The supercarrier's hidden defenses activated, revealing weapons and tactics the enemy had never encountered. The tide of the battle shifted as Earth's fleet gained the upper hand. The galaxy watched in stunned silence as humanity once seen, as weak and isolated, fought with fierce determination and surprising strength. But victory was not yet assured. The enemy's flagship, a massive warship of unmatched power, advanced toward the supercarrier, signaling a final, desperate attack. Liam knew the fate of Earth depended on what happened next. The battle for survival had reached its climax, and every moment counted. The final clash shook the stars as the enemy flagship closed in, its massive weapons aimed directly at the supercarrier. Captain Liam Harper stood firm on the command bridge, his hands steady despite the tension gripping his chest. This was the moment that would decide Earth's fate, not just a battle, but a test of humanity's courage, resolve, and spirit. As the enemy unleashed a devastating barrage, the supercarrier responded with unmatched fury. Energy shields flared and bent under the assault, while the ship's powerful cannons fired back with precision. The living warship pulsed with life, its systems working in harmony with the crew, each movement a dance between man and machine. Liam's voice echoed through the command center, rallying the crew to hold the line and fight for every inch. The battle was fierce and close, but the Supercarrier's unique power began to turn the tide. Secret weapon systems, hidden deep within the ship, activated to strike the enemy flagship's weak points. Explosions tore through the enemy's hull, and the once unstoppable warship faltered. The galaxy watched in awe as Earth's defiant spirit shone brighter than ever, but victory came at a cost. Parts of the Supercarrier were damaged, and many brave souls were lost in the fight. Yet, as the enemy flagship exploded into fragments, the crew cheered not just for their survival, but for the new era they had begun. Earth was no longer a lone planet, but a force respected across the stars. In the quiet after the storm, Captain Liam reflected on their journey. The Supercarrier, once a mystery, was now a symbol of humanity's resilience and potential. The ship's origins hinted at a future where humans and technology could unite to face any challenge. Earth had survived, but more importantly, it had risen. The story of the Supercarrier became a legend, one that inspired generations to come. It was a story of unexpected power, of unity in the face of fear, and of a human spirit that could never be broken. The galaxy had learned a new truth. Humanity was a force unlike any other.